Hello, my money-making goblins. By now, we're deep in Phase 2 in the Burning Crusade, and if you're like me, you're a little bit low on funds. I guess that's what rating Tier 5 on a bunch of different characters will do to your wallet. Also, epic mounts. Why are they so expensive? Anyway, today I'm going to share my plans for investing in the game for the upcoming Phase 3. The in-game economy has been crawling along and prices have been dropping steadily over the past couple weeks. And I think they will continue to drop until we are graced with the release date for the new Black Temple and Mount Hyjal raids. And let's be honest, we really have no idea when it's coming. They could do more testing on the PTR since we only saw a small amount of time so far, or they could just drop it on our lap like a hot cup of coffee. And it wouldn't be ideal for a money-making perspective if we had no warning, but we're just gonna have to roll with the punches. So let's talk about what we're going to buy. I'm mainly focusing on the same crap that everyone else is buying up. Black Temple requires some shadow resistance gear to be crafted for one of the later bosses, so I've been stockpiling the materials that go into that gear. The prices of these have been dipping down below 11 gold for Primal Shadows on my server, and I've been buying enough up to fill my Bankolt's guild bank. The shadow resistance gear is also going to require Primal Lives, which I'm holding onto a few stacks at the moment. I'm also holding on to Void Crystals because I was able to scoop up a bunch very cheap, around 5 gold per, and I expect the price to increase with the new phase. Large prismatic shards I get as a byproduct of jewel crafting by turning my adamantite powder into braided eternium chains and eating those, so I have a bunch of large prismatic shards as well. I would normally recommend getting deep into alchemy items, but since we will see the introduction of the Mark of Illidari, I've heard they drop like candy in the new raids. We're gonna continue to see the price of flasks decrease, which is great for me as a raider, but not an investment that I would recommend at this point in the game. Herbs, elixirs, potions, including super mana potions, have been dropping in price like crazy on my server. I'm holding on to a bunch of Destro pots and mana pots with the idea if they don't turn a profit, I can just use them. If you're watching this video on the eve of Phase 3 and you haven't had time to plan out or buy stuff ahead of time, I would recommend that you wait until Phase 3 starts. I fully expect that we are going to see prices tank the first week of the phase, and if you need to buy materials like Primal Shadows for your Shadow Resist gear, I would say just to wait until after the phase starts and the markets get flooded as they did back at the start of Phase 2. While you can still turn a healthy profit from this good old-fashioned flipping, gone are the days of doubling your money or tripling or quadrupling just due to timing the market. There are just too many people that know what's going to happen and how demand will spike, and that's shown in the continued high prices of Primal Shadow that we've seen throughout all of Burning Crusade. So when do we want to buy materials versus when do we want to sell them? What I'm planning to do is continue to collect materials as the prices drop, and I will sell them when the release date of Phase 3 is announced. Alternatively, if they decide to do a surprise Phase 3 release, I'll look to unload the bulk of my materials that day since I expect the prices to spike up. I'm going to pay attention to the trends of the prices by monitoring current prices throughout the day. Nexus Hub is a great tool for looking at trends, but nothing beats just getting into the game and looking at the auction house. Over the past couple weeks, just by keeping an eye on prices, I was able to sell back a few stacks of Primal Shadows for about 18 gold per piece, which is about a 7 gold per item profit for me for each shadow. So let's hope this trend continues, because it's pretty good. So I made some mistakes in my Phase 2 investments and wanted to share with you guys so that maybe you can learn from my loss and don't have to go through the pains yourself. I had originally expected prices to climb the first week of Phase 2, and when they remained steady or even dipped a little bit, I got spooked and sold off a lot of my stockpile. Had I waited 2 weeks after the start of the phase, I would have made a lot more money because the prices universally increased after those first 2 weeks. I went back and looked at historical data and made some notes, and here's what I came up with to better time the market for Phase 3. The Phase 3 release date announcement will trigger an increase in demand, which will continue until the day of the new phase. This is when I hope to move most of my stock. I'll list items in general at 150%, 200% of my original purchase price, and relist around prime time on my server, which is about 7 p.m. From the date of the new phase to 2 weeks after, I will monitor prices and hold on to stock until after the initial flood of items gets sold off, and I'm just going to hold. We're going to the moon, baby. Going into the 3rd week, I'll sell off any remaining items that I've been holding on to, hopefully at some bigger profits. So am I guaranteed to make money doing all this? If history has shown, I can make a decent profit flipping items, but patience will serve me well in the next phase. Will my advice and methods work for you on your server? I want to stress this next point. Your mileage may vary. All it takes to make good profits in a flip is to have high enough demand and to price your items right. With all that being said, I wish you all the best going into this new exciting phase. Black Temple is my all-time favorite raid, so I can't wait to get in there and prove to Illidan, yes, I am prepared.